What up, folks? I've been looking at BGS IBMOR's video. President Macron says RIP white supremacy, and it got me thinking about some things. The main thing it's got me thinking about, and I'm putting an American locus on this, is who stands to really be impacted by this. Tommy Sotomayor once said that the black gynocracy is the right arm of white supremacy. So one can logically conclude Scraggle Daggle is in trouble. Why? Because she won't have the protections, the benefits, and the listening ear of the default man. Because he won't be the main player on the field anymore. And he's not going to be as inclined to give resources or assistance to her. So she's in trouble. According to this, according to Macron, the new players on the field are going to be a coalition between China, Russia, and India, signaling the end of Western hegemony. Now, some of you may say, well, the Russians are white. Well, yeah, in a way. But a good chunk of Russia, I think back in the day, was among the first lands to have been conquered by the Huns. So there's an Asiatic influence amongst them. Also, the Russians, especially when they were known as Communist Russia or the Soviet Union, they didn't seem to have the issues with race and sex that the West, the United States, has. Can I prove it? Yes. Google the first black man in space. You'll find it was not an American. It was a Cuban who was recruited by the Soviets, then Soviets, to go up in space. He did it in 1978. The Americans went on and sent a black man up in space 5 years later in 1983. Google the first woman in space. You'll find it was not an American. It was a Russian. She went up in space in 1963. The Americans didn't send one up until 1983. 20 whole fucking years. In fact, they sent her up in space not long after they sent the first man in space. Now, I don't know if that was a way for the then Soviets to kind of throw eggs at the Americans and say, well, you talk about us being communist and you're so great. And if you're so great and such a land of equality, why did we send a black man up and send a woman up before you? Just saying. But these are going to be some interesting times. I posted a comment on this video saying, RIP white supremacy. You won't be missed. All good things, good depending on your point of reference, must come to an end. I'm going to steal a line from I Am Aaron. End of line.